All right, happy Monday morning, everybody. It is November 3rd. I know that on Friday, I haven't gone back and read the decisions. I didn't really do much news last week. I took a week off, but I know there were a couple of court decisions that came down on Friday afternoon ordering the Trump administration to use a discretionary fund that was put in place after the last government shutdown in order to fund SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamps. In case of a government shutdown, we are a month and 3 days into this current government shutdown, which is on pace to become the longest in U.S. history, beating the record that was set during the first Trump administration in 2018 going into 2019. There's an account set aside with like $6 billion in it to fund SNAP benefits, food stamps, in case of a government shutdown. So people who qualify for those programs wouldn't go without food. A huge number of those people being children. And Donald Trump and Republicans wanting to maximize the suffering of Americans who disagree with them politically, or Americans who are sick and or poor, because they just want all those people to just die, has thus far refused to use those funds that are set aside specifically for that purpose, that they have access to right now, even if the government is shut down. So two courts stepped in on Friday and ordered them to release those funds and fund SNAP benefits, at least in the short term, until a deal can get worked out on the government shutdown. A few things. First of all, Donald Trump doesn't give a shit whether the government's open or not. He doesn't care. He has no motivation to reopen the government. He's just doing what he's doing through executive orders, and just by doing things, and nobody is stopping him. He doesn't care if the government is open or not. If the government is closed, that gives his little buddy at OMB, Project 2025 author Russell Vought, the ability to just start slashing government spending left and right and firing federal workers, which Russ Vought is doing. So there's that. But, you know, so we're starting to see, I saw two videos this morning on TikTok of people saying, you know, they're waiting in line 3 to 5 hours at the food bank because their SNAP benefits didn't come through. And, you know, people are showing videos of how long the lines are, how many people are in line. And they're almost all white. You know, the media and MAGA have been furiously spinning this narrative over the last 4 or 5 days that the only people in the United States who get SNAP benefits are black people. And the majority of people in this country who collect SNAP benefits are white people. And something like 80% of people who receive SNAP benefits live in counties that Donald Trump won in the 2024 election. So this is going to start hurting Trump voters who, I swear to God, think that SNAP benefits and EBT benefits are different than food stamps. They think they're going to get their food stamps, and that SNAP benefits and EBT benefits only go to black people. They are that stupid. I said in a video earlier this morning, they thought that the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare were two different things months and months ago. They thought that those two things were two different things. They thought that black people got Obamacare. They thought that white people got the Affordable Care Act. They really believe that stuff. Yeah. So, but then I saw an article, and I went and did a little digging, that Walmart has stepped in, and as well as companies like Kroger, and I think even Amazon, because they have, Amazon owns Whole Foods. Some of these grocery companies are stepping in and saying to the government, get your shit together and fund this program and reopen government, because it's going to cost us money, these corporations. And so I looked up of the billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that our government funds for SNAP benefits and food stamps, 25% of that money goes to Walmart. Walmart gets 1 out of every 4 food stamp dollars spent in the United States because people take those benefits and they go to Walmart. Walmart, who, along with Amazon and other major corporations in the United States, have full-time workers who they pay so little that their full-time employees qualify for SNAP benefits and food stamps. So Walmart is getting subsidized on both ends, and Amazon, and other major grocery companies. They benefit from people spending food stamp dollars in their stores or on their websites. I don't know if you can use them on websites, but you can go to Whole Foods, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Kroger, you can go to Giant Eagle, Ralph's, and all of these places. They're benefiting from SNAP benefits subsidizing their bottom line, their gross income as a corporation. And they're also benefiting, the federal government is basically subsidizing their decision to pay their workers so little that their workers qualify for food stamps and SNAP benefits. So what they pay their employees is being subsidized by the federal government. Their bottom line, their profits are being subsidized by the federal government from food stamp money coming in. And again, you know, it's like but making the minimum wage $15 an hour is socialism or something. I don't know. First of all, $15 an hour is roughly 30 grand a year. Where in the hell are you going to survive in the United States making only 30 grand a year? I mean, I think the low end of the scale at Walmart is like 11 or 12 bucks an hour. And if you're working at Walmart full time making 11 or 12 bucks an hour, you qualify for food stamps. So it's like they make the decision to pay their employees that small amount of wage, which is then subsidized by the federal government, which is a direct benefit to Walmart because Walmart doesn't have to pay their employees the money in salary or hourly rate that those employees are collecting from the federal government in the form of food stamps and SNAP benefits. Same with Amazon, same with Kroger, same with all these big companies. So the wages that they pay their employees are subsidized by the federal government and our tax dollars. Their bottom line, their profit margin is subsidized by the federal government because 1 out of every $4 spent for food stamps and SNAP benefits goes to Walmart because that's where people shop. So you want to talk about a welfare queen in the United States in November of 2025, start with Walmart and Amazon. They're the biggest welfare queens out there. I don't see any MAGA chuds making videos about that or about these companies. They just want to make their racist videos about black people on food stamps and think they did something, apart from just showing us, again, how incredibly dumb, gullible, and racist they really are.